There we go. Now people starting to pop on here. This was a little bit more complicated today than it was supposed to be. Tried going in through my normal browser, and for some reason they updated the browser software and it wouldn't launch the live stream stuff. So I went to the browser that includes that comes with a laptop, and it wouldn't allow me to live stream. So yeah, it took me a couple minutes to get that going. So sorry about the false start. Hello, everyone. Yeah, we did this a little bit earlier today just so that I could let some of my friends over the pond get a chance to have a live stream that didn't happen in the middle of the night for them. Okay, you enjoyed the lasagna. That's good. Yeah, a lot of you said that the recipe looked good and we're going to try it. So I'm glad somebody did. Yay, I'm glad you finally got to catch one too. That's cool. Like I said, it took a whole bunch of trying to get going here. I was thinking I was going to have to do this on my phone this morning. Looked really washed out on the screen too. I'm halfway wondering if it's just because it's lighter out or because the browser's doing something. Yeah, see, that was. I'm glad you got to come in, Emma, because yeah, we did. That's part of the reason I did this a little earlier, so it isn't like midnight when you're doing this. Usually on Saturdays I do a restaurant vlog and then a live stream. I'm just going to do it the other way today. We'll do the live stream first and then go out to dinner. It's not that warm right now in Texas. It's I think about 60 degrees out, and it's not supposed to get much beyond that today. But we got like a warming thing coming up. I think it's going to be like in the upper 70s in a couple days, and then we got like rain supposedly coming on Tuesday. So interesting to see what happens. It's going to kind of be all over the place. And then we're going to be down into like the 40s during the day and 30s at night. So I don't know. Weather can't seem to make up its mind what it wants to do at this point. Thank you, Tina. Merry Christmas to you too. Yeah, we're getting close. It's just a few weeks away now. Actually, I'm really looking forward to going back to Silo of Screams, which is next weekend. They're doing a little Christmas thing because next Friday is Friday the 13th. So they're going to do a Friday the 13th and Saturday the 14th thing next weekend. That's going to be fun. Supposedly, I get to play Freddy Krueger. So I've been watching the movies and studying. Yeah, I agree with you, VNA. The weather can't seem to make up its mind. It's all over the place. Yeah, Byte is just sitting over there. Nibble came down a little bit and she was wandering around, but she's gone back upstairs again. Hello, Seattle. How's it going? Oh, I guess it's a good thing then that I did this earlier for you today, Todd. Then you can see it because yeah, normally I do this later in the day, but like I said, in my message on YouTube is I wanted to do this a little earlier so that some of our friends that aren't in the states can participate with one of these and not have it be in the middle of the night for them. Thought I was going to have to do this on my cell phone there for a while, though. I couldn't get the stupid browser to go. Thank you, Laura. I appreciate that. That's really nice of you. Can always use that around the holidays. I think I'm probably going to end up going home again for Christmas. My mom's putting the pressure on me here. I think it's like a drug. You get me coming home, and it's like, okay, well, you just got to come home every weekend now. It's like, Mom, I can't afford to do that. So I think she's going to bribe me to come home, but then she's going to have to deal with it for with me not coming home for a while now. hopefully we can keep my dad out of the hospital and that won't be an issue. Hello, Robert. Yeah, isn't that true? Leave Hollywood and end up playing Freddy. Well, it's funny too because of the three, they're going to have the three big slasher characters running, at that event. It's going to be Freddy, and it's going to be Michael Myers from Halloween, and Jason Voorhees from um, what was the other one? Friday the 13th. And of the three, Freddy is definitely the one I want to do. I mean, I've been to the Nightmare on Elm Street house, so I actually kind of wish I had a picture of myself in front of that place. And look who stopped by. You just hear me talking down here now, and you know that you know to come down and get your cookies, right? That's what it's all about. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's only going to be 2 nights, but I had to, like I said, I watched Nightmare on Elm Street 1 and 3 last night, and got a few of my Freddy Krueger lines. Come to Freddy and stuff like that. Yeah, you can do pre-shredded cheese. The truth is, my mom does that as much as possible too. When it comes to the Parmesan cheese, she'll just go out and buy a can of Kraft Parmesan cheese. I actually went and bought a block of Parmesan cheese and grated that myself. And I don't know, that's just kind of my thing. If I can do it myself, I'd rather. Yeah, well, the fire's a little freaky too, but the truth is, every time we have one, it burns something down that's too close to me. So, and the truth is, there's only been two of them, and one of them wasn't even property related. It was, something went wrong on the guy who was doing the carpet cleaning, and went wrong in his truck and burned the truck. So they used real Northridge earthquake footage and Nightmare on Elm Street footage. I don't remember that. I'll have to look that up. Which one? I mean, do you remember which movie was it they used it? Because, like I said, I watched 1 and 3 last night. Yeah, yeah, I could have used ricotta cheese too. Yeah, I like that. I could have done that, but like I said, I stuck with the recipe that my mom has. But we had ricotta cheese on Elvis's lasagna, and that was really good too. Is the complex really old? I don't know exactly how old it is, but considering the fact they were using boilers to get hot water in some of the area, and there's no natural gas in most of these buildings, I would guess that the buildings are probably at least 50 years old. Ah, see, there we go. Got somebody from France. That's sort of the reason we did this a little earlier, so it wouldn't be the middle of the night for you guys. You get up here and do something because it should be just like late afternoon or early evening now, right? Yeah, I haven't had any more dreams since those few that I talked about. Maybe just talking about it was all that needed to happen. But you're right. If it was tied into the Silo of Screams location, it might happen again. I don't know. I'm not really that into the whole spirituality kind of thing in terms of bringing ghosts home and stuff like that. I'm pretty much a skeptic on that kind of stuff. So, I've surrounded myself with a lot more horror than that and never had problems. There's just I don't know. It was just some weird dreams that happened. It might have just been something I ate or something. Who knows? The 1994 Nightmare movie, huh? Okay. I don't. I saw. I think I've only seen the first four, and of those, I like 1, 3, and 4 best. 2 kind of was an interesting story, but it kind of deviated from the original, kind of deviated too much, I thought, from the original movie. What's the name of Jaw's vlog's name? I think it's called Days with Jaw the Chihuahua. You know, because Jordan wanted to tie it into his own thing, and so yeah, it's Days with Jaw the Chihuahua. It's hard to say. Yeah, well, I think one of the reasons that newer constructed places have problems right off the bat is I don't think they put as much effort and as much quality and care into building things today that they did. You know, they built things in the past to last. You know, you go. That's one of the things I like about this place. You drive around, you know, especially down near downtown. You'll see all sorts of like 150-year-old houses. You know, that'd be really nice to have, I think. You know, get some old historical place and then fix it up and make it look nice and make it modern on the inside, but nice and classical on the outside. Okay, well, I'm glad you stopped in a little bit, Tony. We'll be going for a while here, so if you get back a little early or get bored with the holiday brunch, you know, come on back. I may still be here. I mean, that was something I noticed about the house I had in California. That they a lot of the things I noticed when I did things there. You know, when I did uh, modifications, is they really did things kind of cheaply. You know, early on, I think one of my first vlogs I did where I had to replace a couple of the faucets in the garage for the washer and dryer. Yeah, I mean, apparently when they installed the connectors there, they didn't install the right thing, and they just used, I think, whatever they had in the truck. It's kind of what I see around this place too. You know, they don't do things right. They just, what do I have that'll get the job done? And my understanding is the copper pipes were the cheapest copper they could get in the house, and that's probably why I had so many slab leaks. I haven't seen any houses decked out for Christmas yet, although I got to admit I haven't been driving around at night in the last week or so. So maybe you don't notice it until it gets dark. I do know that there were a few houses around here that had Halloween stuff up, so it may be that they do Christmas too. So far, I'm the only person in my apartment complex that has Christmas lights up. So I don't know. I hope I inspire other people. It was kind of that way when I was in my house in California too. The first few years I put Christmas lights up, I was the only one on the block, and by the time I left, like everyone on the block, you know, my block had more Christmas lights on it than any other block in the community. What city did I live in California? I was in Placentia, which is a little bit north of Anaheim. Kind of, we were surrounded by Fullerton and Brea and Yorba Linda and Corona and Anaheim, and those are the cities that all went around. And yeah, I was the original owner of my house in California. Hello, Kansas. Yeah, right now it's just Kitty, and Kitty's showing you the back of his head. Nibble was down here a little bit ago, but I don't know if it's setting a good example. I'm just trying to inspire people to do something. You know, I've had a lot of comments on the lights I put out, and I didn't really even do anything. I just, you know, I've got a gate out around my postage stamp of a backyard, and I hung lights off of that. And then there's a tree in the backyard, and I just wound lights around that. And that's about the extent of what I did. Your son is playing guitar to The American Nightmare, a song about Freddy Krueger. That's cool. Hello, Cincinnati. I don't know. Anyone have any questions for the bear? We'll post them. If you got a question for the bear, I'll ask it and we'll see if he has anything to say. And it sounds like Byte has something to say. Looks like the bear had a rough night. Very well. Did you have a rough night, bear? I sure did. Yeah, there goes Byte. Is he in camo? No. The bear was something that was made for me by a friend, and she knew I was into astronomy. So what she did is she found some material that looks like planets and stars and galaxies, and you see it's Saturn up here, and so yeah, that's what it is. I think that's supposed to be Jupiter. So yeah, he's kind of cute. He used to. I don't know if he still does, but like the white color glows in the dark, or at least it used to. I assume it still does. I haven't tried it in a long time. Maybe that went out when the bear had a bad night. Got another question for you. What do you want for Christmas? I want a girlfriend. Yeah, there you go. I hear you. I'm on that page. I've never seen any of the Resident Evil movies. I got to admit that. I probably should. Yeah, far as I know, I haven't heard anything going wrong with my dad in the last, well, ever since I got back. So, yeah, as far as I know, he's doing fine. Now, a lot of times, my mom and dad don't tell me every little thing that goes on. Every time I go back, I end up finding out, oh yeah, he fell or did something like that. So they don't always tell me, but um, so far I haven't heard anything. As so far as I know, he's not back in the hospital, and usually. Um, the they tell me when that happens. So, do the units without electricity have any damage from the fire? No. The problem is the problem with that was that little shed that burned down. Apparently, the electricity for one of the buildings went through that shed, and so when the fire happened, it took out the electricity. And actually, they're making great progress on that. I think they've got the gas working already over in some of those buildings, and it sounds like maybe they're going to have these apartments habitable again, maybe in a week or two. So they were originally predicting it was going to be a lot longer than that. And in fact, all the people have moved out of those apartments now. And my understanding is one of the people I got to meet a few days ago that I was talking about in my strange way to meet the neighbors blog a couple days ago. They've been in that apartment for 7 years, and they've moved into a new apartment. I guess they aren't going back. Everyone else, I guess, is going back at some point. So whatever. So yeah, that's my understanding. There was like 4 units in that building, and one of them, like I said, the people have moved into a new unit and they're staying in the new unit. The other three, the other three units, I guess, will move back at some point. Any good venues for bands? It's a lot of country around here, so you run into a lot of like clubs that focus on country music. I haven't really seen anything that would qualify as like a rock venue around here. The closest thing would be if you wanted a stadium, you could go over to McLean Stadium, which is where Baylor plays. But I can't imagine that any band in the world would have enough of a draw in Waco to fill a stadium like that. It's not like if Kiss comes here or Aerosmith or someone like that they're going to bring in 50,000 people into Waco. So yeah, I haven't seen any decent sized venues for that kind of thing. Doesn't mean there isn't here. It's just It would be fun if there was, because there's some bands that I'd like to see, but I'll probably have to go to Dallas or Austin or something like that if one of those happens. Have I tried Sam Adams 76 beer? No, I don't. I haven't seen that one. I just bought some beer yesterday. He's going with the old reliable stuff. I've been drinking the Voodoo Ranger stuff a lot lately. Hi, Pegtooth. How you doing? Yeah, see, that's what I figured, Joey, is that they'd either come to Dallas or Austin. So I'd probably just have to drive if I were going to go to a concert. Will there be a Christmas party at the apartment complex? I don't know. I haven't heard anything. Maybe. How's the weather here? It's supposed to be in the 60s today. Let me see what it is. Hang on. Yeah, it's currently 62 here. So, what was my favorite band in high school? I was into Journey at the time, I think. That would have to be the one I'd go with at the time. Not really into them anymore, but I like Journey. I like the Cars. The Cars were kind of big in the at that point. Devo, I still love Devo. Devo's a great band, underrated band because most of the world only knows one song by Devo, and I bet you can guess what that one song is. Devo has a lot of great songs. I've actually seen them play a few times. In fact, two of the times are actually commemorated because there's concert footage, video footage of one of the concerts I went to. They went to like a festival at Irvine Meadows at the time, and then another one was actually recorded as a live CD. Yep, Joey, you're right. That's the one. But they got so many, Jocko Homo and you know, Blockhead, and just so many great songs by them. Thank you, Frank. Appreciate the holiday greetings. I think the kid, yeah, I don't think the kid isn't so much watching the bear. He's watching for the kitty treats. That's all. That's all he really cares about, right, Bite? You just want the kitty treats, don't you? Yep. So you're not interested in the bear. You're just interested in filling your stomach, right? That's what it's all about. Oh, here's Nibble too. She wants one. Actually, in a couple days from now, I'm going to do a video where Nibble does something she hasn't done since she moved here. And I caught it on camera too. It was amazing. She used to, when I lived in California, she would oftentimes hop up onto the lazy boy chair and stand right on my stomach and allow me to feed her kitty treats just right by hand. And she hasn't done that since I got here. She'll get up on her hind legs and beg for treats on when I from the edge of the chair. But a couple days ago, she actually hopped up on the chair, and I caught it on camera. So you're going to get to see that and get to see a little bit of Nibble action in a day or two. I was glad to see her do that. That kind of means to me that I think she's warming up a little bit to this place again. I like the Violent Femmes and the Dead Kennedys. I never saw the Dead Kennedys. I would have liked to. Um, and Violent Femmes, I saw them once at a county fair. Oh, probably 15 years ago. They were great. Yeah, Bite always makes an appearance during the live streams. He knows where the kitty treats come from. 37 degrees in Minneapolis. Ugh, I'm glad I'm not there. Hello, Jeff. Did you watch the movie last night? Did you enjoy it? This movie, Jeff posted on Facebook the other day that he picked up a copy of that. So I think he said he was going to watch it last night. So I was wondering if he did. Yeah, I liked Eagles a little bit. I got kind of got burned out on them. Kind of when I was in high school, they just kind of played them to death. Credence was a little before my time, but I appreciate them on some level too. Oh, you're gonna watch it tonight? Okay. Yeah, it's a good movie. You'll like it. Jordan's great in it. I think he steals the show. The funniest lines, I think, are the ones that come from him. Apparently, the director, Robert Crans, the guy who also stars in two of the roles in the movie, um, kept saying when they were cutting the movie together, if they didn't know where to go, they said, "Go to Jordan, see what he's doing," because he always had like funny facial expressions and stuff like that. They cut to him a lot. All right, Colorado is in the house. Hello, Connie. How are you? 45 in Virginia. Yeah, I can imagine. We're supposed to get into like the lower temperatures like later this week. See if I can figure out what it is exactly here. That. Come on, get out of my way. Those stupid pop-up ads here. 79 on Monday and then down to 48 on Tuesday. Yeah, so we're supposed to get some rain on Tuesday and then it's going to get to 32 at night. So maybe we'll freeze again. That'd be interesting. Yeah, I think you'll really like the movie, Jeff. It's if you've ever seen Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase, it's kind of the same basic story as that, but it isn't as raunchy and it has like more Christian values. So I think you'll really enjoy it. Robert Crans, the guy who directed it, is a Greek Orthodox Christian, so it kind of comes from that angle. But I really like the movie. It's funny. It's heartwarming. It's great for the family. There's nothing in there that would bug anyone. Yeah, yeah. I don't doubt that it'll hit 20 below zero in Minnesota. There's supposedly a cold front coming through, and I'm guessing that's what's going to cause our rain on Tuesday. And so, if it's going to be in the 40s here, it doesn't surprise me that it's minus 20 in Minnesota. Yeah, sounds like good advice. Buckle up. I'm kind of looking forward to that, Joey. That's actually one of the things I came to Texas for was the weather. I was tired of being in California where, it's hot and it's cool, and occasionally it rains. Although this year they've been getting a lot of rain. What movie is it we're talking about? We're talking about this movie here. It's called Christmas with the Coroncises. It's a movie that Jordan was in a few years ago, and it's a really, really kind of a funny movie. It's a story about a guy who is expecting a big promotion from work and he wants to give his family a big surprise for it. And so he's brought the whole family in for Christmas Eve. And then there's some delay in the arrival of the promotion, and he's not sure whether it's happening. And now he's got the whole family there. Like I said, it's almost the same exact story as National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. So but I think it's a really good movie, and the beauty is, it's two separate audiences that'll enjoy the story because one of them, if you're the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation fan, you're probably not going to get into this one. If you're into this, you might not be into the other one, might not have seen the other one. So yeah, I was in high school when Fast Times at Ridgemont High came out. and that was set early '80s too, because that was the whole the whole Valley Girl punk movement. Yeah, Fast Times at Ridgemont High is a great movie. I also like the movie Dazed and Confused, which is kind of set a couple years before Fast Times, even though it was filmed years afterwards. I never did see the movie Sully. No. Hi, Jenna. Welcome to the live stream. Start off a little slow, but we're starting to get some people in here now. Oh, we got Mexico City here too. That's cool. Yeah, we'll be going for a while, Jeff. So if you want to come back, I got another hour and a half on me at least. So graduated from high school in '75. I graduated from high school in '82. So that's my era. You started a Facebook group, or you started with a Facebook group? Yeah, there you go. So yeah, a few '82 class of '82 groups here. Never went to any of my reunions though. I wasn't really ever that happy in high school, so I wanted nothing to do with those people. Yeah, no, I'm not in my 40s. I'm an old fart. Okay, yeah, so we're all kind of around the same age, 81, 82. Class of '86. Okay, there we go. I was a class of '86 in college. That counts. You were born in '81. Holy cow! I'm surrounded by children. 1983. Okay, yeah. See, it's all kind of in that area era. Yeah, that was kind of how I was too, Joey. I had nothing in common with the people. I lost track of all the people I knew in high school, and it was funny actually. Somebody I knew in high school ended up working with me at Disney, and he recognized me. I didn't recognize him. He changed so much. Class of '85, class of '89, class of '76. Yeah, we're all kind of that same era there. Oops. Class of '65. Yeah, that's you beat us all. That's true. Yeah, well, we all get a little bald, I guess, as we get older. I was just looking at an old picture I have from my DMI days. I had a picture of my employee badge on my Facebook page. Let me see, because that's while we're talking about hair here. That was really funny. Because I want to show you that if I can find it real quick here. Albums is in this field here. This is going to be scary. You're all going to laugh. Yeah, there it is. So you can flip it that way here. Yeah, there we go. There's me at DMI. Huh? Talk about hair. Isn't that crazy? It was like, about early '90s. So yeah, that was me way early on. Yeah, right. Wow, I know it, right? I don't have that much hair now. You look, it's funny when I'm watching myself, when I'm doing like a little DIY project here and have the camera on the tripod, and sometimes I'll look, it's like, holy cow, I'm bald. I know, right? Yeah, I was, like I said, that was 92, 93. It was too much of a pain to take care of, though. So I ended up chopping it off. Well, that happens too. My hair is getting a little whiter too. I'm a little snowy around the ears. Truth is, I look younger if I shave off the goatee because that's where I'm most gray is in the goatee. I can pull off 40 when I don't have that. Is this an AA meeting? Yeah, it is, Jordan. We were just showing them the picture. You remember this picture from my Facebook page? That was Yeah, that was me in the '90s. I was big into like Nirvana right then, and so that was kind of my grunge phase. Yeah, you've seen that before, right, Jordan? I got pictures of you with hair that long too, so don't give me any of that, man. Don't make me pull out the old Candyland riots videos. Is that when I was joining Soundgarden? Yeah, that was right about then. You're 62, fat, semi-bald, and hypersensitive. Okay, welcome to the club. Yeah, I hear the ladies really like that male pattern baldness. I got that going here too. Give me a few years. Yeah, I agree. Rest in peace, Chris Cornell. It's funny. I was just watching a James Bond movie last night, and it was what was it? The first one with Daniel Craig, and it was the one called what Casino Royale. And I listening to the opening song, and I say that vocal sounds so familiar. Who is it? And I knew known who it was in the past, but it took me a while to figure out who it was, and it was Chris Cornell. Yeah, you said that to me before, Jordan, that you really liked that was your favorite James Bond movie. I don't know, is that still the case? Did you like the other Daniel Craig movies, or is that still your favorite? That's cool. So, anyone else here James Bond fans? If so, what's your favorite Bond movie? Let's see, what was the last one that came out? Was that Quantum of Solace or was there one since then? Yeah, yeah, I agree with you, Peg. That's my favorite too, Moonraker. I've always because for two reasons. One, it has my favorite Bond villain, Jaws, and I also like to Spy Who Loved Me for that reason because Richard Kiel was just awesome in that movie, in both of them. Goldfinger's a good one. I like that one. You saw Quantum of Solace. Okay, there must be another one after that then. I know there's one that's coming out right now because I've been seeing ads for it on my Facebook page. Another Daniel Craig one. I go back and forth as to who my favorite James Bond was. I agree it's Sean Connery, but I enjoy Roger Moore too. Roger Moore made me laugh. It was John Candy played security guard on the first vacation. It's funny because I just watched that movie a couple nights ago. Yeah, they've been kind of messing around with it, but I think Daniel Craig's going to be the one in the next one. I don't remember what the movie's called, but like I said, it's been popping up on my timeline on Facebook, so it must be coming out pretty soon. No, I've seen a few of the Mission Impossible movies. I'm not really a Tom Cruise fan, and so it's hard for me to get into those. I've seen so many of his movies, and I think probably the only movie I have uh, right now in my collection that he's in is Rain Man, and I don't even watch that one very often. I like Dustin Hoffman in that one better. Tom Cruise is, I don't know. I don't like Tom Cruise. Yeah, you're right, Joey. That's it. It's the new one's called No Time to Die. There have been rumors that the new James Bond was going to be a woman. They're playing around with a lot of that, and I don't know. I'm not a big fan of them making big changes like that. Bond has always been a man. Yeah, I mean, this whole idea that we got to turn every character into a woman now. Just I have no problem with strong women roles. There's a lot of great one out there. I mean, I loved Uma Thurman in Kill Bill. She was great in that. I can't imagine anyone else. Um, Sigourney Weaver was excellent in the Alien series. It's not, you don't need to take something that was written with a man in mind and put a woman in it. That's just my thing. You want to come up with you want to be come up with a great strong woman role. Write one. Okay, did I get Quantum and Solace and Skyfall mixed up? Because I've got both of those. Maybe I thought Skyfall. Yeah, I guess you're right. Skyfall, I think, is before Quantum of Solace. So that must be the one that Jordan didn't see. So maybe I do have them all then. Yeah, I got a moderator, so I'm doing good. Yeah, Charlie's Angels was another great, female oriented movie. Now the most recent one bombed, I heard. Yeah, I tend to not pay attention too much to the reviews. Reviewers, they tend to have their own agenda, and they don't know, you know, they don't know what I like. Yeah, no more talk about moderators, people. If I am going to make somebody a moderator, it's going to be somebody I know, not somebody who comes in here and asks to be one. Quantum Marsala is a dish or an Indian for Indian physicists. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'm going to give Yoda one more chance here, and then someone else is going to be gone. Yeah, that's it exactly, Jordan. It's going to be somebody I know. I know you. I know I can trust you. Okay, bye, Yoda. You're done too. Come in here and you want to talk about what we're talking about, that's fine. But if you're just going to come in here, please make me a moderator. Please make me a moderator. No, I don't have any time for that. I have one moderator, it's Jordan, and I know him, and I know he's going to take care of me. He's looking after me. I know who he is. There's a few of you here that I wouldn't have a problem making moderators because I know you well enough through the site. But if you're a person I've never heard of before, I've never seen on here before, more than likely you're a troll. And if you're a troll, you're not doing anything to help the channel. You're just going to go and delete all the good people or undelete the bad. Yeah, that's the advantage of using the mouse here. I can hit that real quick. You don't watch movies like that? I assume you mean James Bond, or do you mean Godzilla movies? Because I enjoy the original classic Godzilla. Those movies are awesome. Yeah, I agree with you, Connie. The problem, Hollywood is out of ideas. There's very few movies that are made these days that I think are any good. I don't even go to movies very much anymore. Yeah, you're right, Frank. This is a no troll zone. There's one person who's ever asked me to make him a moderator, and it's like, okay, yeah, I see where he's going with that. And I don't need multiple moderators. I got one, and if I can't get them, I'm a little bit better at identifying the trolls now than I was early on. Jordan had the advantage early on because he knew who they all were because they'd all gone after him. So he was the perfect choice to do that. But I've purged the site of most of the trolls now, and they get to the point where they realize that if they they get to the point where they realize that it takes me 1 second to block them, and it takes them 10 or 15 minutes to set up a new account. It just isn't worth it for them. License to Kill was a good movie. I like what was the which one was it? Yeah, it'll come to me. Yeah, I know. I can't think of a movie either that I've seen in the last few years that was really that good. I mean, I like the Marvel movies, but even they are starting to get a little tiresome. I don't know if it was TBS because I don't think TBS was around when I was younger. But I remember watching the old Godzilla and King Kong movies and stuff like that. Well, that wasn't really a that was something else, but I remember watching those and at the time. I don't think it was TBS, so it was probably just on some one of the regular channels. Yeah, I think I saw Three Men and a Baby. I saw it in the theater, but I didn't never watched it. Yeah, Rodon was a good one. Mothra, the ones with all the cheesy miniatures and stuff like that. That was always funny. Person in a costume going around kicking around miniature buildings. Yeah, I used to religiously watch like the Academy Awards every year. I haven't seen it in a long time. Hi, Gene. I'm doing great. How are you? Yep, those are the ones where the mouth the words never matched up because all the words were in Japanese and then they had to translate it in English. That was always funny. Hi, Kurt. How you doing? Yeah, I never really got into mystery science fiction theater either. Saw it a few times, but 9 to 5. Yeah, I saw that one. Haven't seen it in a long time. I don't think I've seen 13 Ghosts. I've heard of it, but I don't think I've ever seen it. Train Spotting, never saw that one either. Yeah, I like Bruce Lee movies. Bruce Lee was great. I remember a lot of that when I was, that would be the kind of thing you'd like, get up at 2 in the morning and they'd be playing on TV. Yeah, Thunderball. Thunderball's a good Bond movie. I like that one. I'm still trying to think of what the one is I was thinking of here. I can't even see it from over here, but yeah, I don't remember exactly when it was I watched the old Godzilla movies, but I do remember seeing a bunch of them. Yeah, I never saw the Hercules movies. I think it was just kind of what I was into, and the idea of old Greek gods didn't have quite the appeal to me that some prehistoric radioactive dinosaur did. I don't know. I guess I'm just a product of that generation. Goldeneye was a James Bond movie I was trying to think of. That's a good one too. That's one of those that I can watch over and over again. I am invincible. Dead Man Walking. Yeah, I saw that. I think once. I don't know. I still have a hard time looking at Sean Penn and seeing anyone but Jeff Spicoli from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Boy, that was quick Christmas shopping, Jeff. You were only gone for about 30 minutes, I think, if that. Yeah, Johnny Carson was great. In fact, somebody played a Johnny Carson clip on Facebook today. It was him dealing with someone brought a monkey on stage, and the monkey was just acting up, and Carson was just awesome with that. Oh, you're on your way home. Okay. Yeah, sometimes you get a little flaky reception when you're in the car, depending on like, cell networks and stuff like that. Yeah, and you're right. If they changed James Bond into a woman, it'd be like Jane Bond or something like that. And yeah, that would completely ruin the story. Yeah, Karnak the Magnificent was awesome. I love so many of Johnny Carson's roles. He's, you know, I just, so many of them right now, so many of the late night hosts, they're out there to get applause rather than to get laughs, and they aren't really funny anymore, and that's really sad. No, nobody was as funny as Johnny Carson. Even Jay Leno was great, but after that, Letterman started out being really funny, and then about the time he moved to the new network, it just stopped. Now he's just an angry, bitter old man. Yeah, I'm not even into Fallon anymore. Okay, that's probably where I saw it then, because I saw that this morning on. I wasn't sure if it was on the Days page or just on my general timeline. So yeah, very likely it was that was yours. That's good. Yeah, like I said, we're gonna keep pushing this movie because this is a good movie. You ought to go get it. I know I've been kind of pushing it the last few weeks, but this is a funny movie. Jordan's great in it, and let's go out and get a few of those. I don't know. There's the web address that you can get it and the telephone number. If you get it from them, then it's going right to the source, right to the producers. You get it from somewhere else, you never know who's getting paid. So you know, go out and get it. It's a great movie. You'll love it. That's our commercial for today. Yeah, I'm not even into Colbert. Colbert. Yeah, Red Skelton was great too. I loved him. He was funny. He made me laugh. Any cemetery videos coming up? Not yet. Not any right now. I'm a couple days ahead of you. I'm gonna go do another restaurant vlog, and you probably won't see that until about Tuesday. But um, yeah, you're right. That's one of the things I like about Red Skelton is he was able to be funny without being disgusting. You can do humor is it's easy to make people laugh when you're swearing and just talking about disgusting things. It isn't as easy to do it, and just be clean. You know, yeah. Peter Sellers, I can take him in small doses. I mean, I like him in. Uh, Dr. Strangelove. He's great in that. Yeah, Vincent Price has his moments too. Sometimes he's a real jerk in his movies, but that's just the character he's playing. Everything I know about him, he says he was the nicest person in the world. Yeah, Lucy and Desi, they were great. They played well off each other. That was funny. Hi, Jenny. Yeah, we're a little earlier today. I decided to come on a little early so that our friends across the pond could have a live stream without having to be up in the middle of the night. Hey, keep you guys guessing a little bit. Oh, I hope they don't ever try and remake The Breakfast Club. That was a great movie too. Yeah, I like Jeff Foxworthy too. He's funny. Yeah, everybody seems to like the lasagna, so I'm interested in hearing people's feedback when they actually try it. Like I said, it's my benchmark for lasagna, and I was really happy that my mom made it available. Because the truth is, she got it from someone she knows. So but I've been eating that since I was a kid, and it's what I judge all other lasagnas against. And I've never found one that I like better than that. I just like all the cheese. Yeah, why would you redo the Breakfast Club? There's some movies that just, and if they do, it's going to be horrible. No, my mom knew I was going to put it on the vlog, so it's no family secret. It started with, she was the first one in my family to have it, so it's not like it's something that's been passed down for generations. Yeah, it's so tasty. And like I said, when I made it, I intentionally made double the batch. I always do because I know it's going to be great. I know what I'm going to get, um, and so I always make twice as much because I know I can freeze it and it'll last forever. Cool, send it to me, Diane. It doesn't matter if it isn't spicy. I like things spicy, but as long as it has good flavor to it, I'm happy. Yeah, send it to me. You know the address. It's escaping the mouse at gmail.com. Am I thinking of moving because of the fires? No, no, that doesn't weigh into any of this. A lot of people think that that's evidence of so many bad things happening. It's like really hasn't affected me that much. The only way this affected me is I had to reset the clocks when I came back from California. Other than that, the only effect it's had to me is that has given me a couple of good things to talk about on the vlog. So it's been good content. And so long as nobody gets hurt, they're interesting. And hopefully, I like I said, I'm hoping that that one of the lessons we've learned from this particular fire is that we can't dump junk out there anymore. Because I'm convinced that whether it was the junk that started the fire or just the junk that caught on fire after the fire started, whatever it was the junk that made the situation worse. Do I miss California? Not at all. Yeah, neither of the fires at this point have created a situation that I would say are any threat to the kitties. Yeah, Timothy Dalton was all right as Bond. He was only in it for like I don't know, one or two, right? Yeah, I watched The Fifth Element. I wasn't into it. I don't know if I'm not gonna say I either hate it or like it, but it just I don't know, it just didn't do it for me. Now, maybe it was one of those movies that I should watch again. Who knows? How are the cats? The cats are great. Yeah, Byte's been down here a few times, but he's run back upstairs now. I'm not sure where he is. Let's see if I can coax him down here by shaking the kitty treat bin. Yep, there he is. I knew he was probably just hanging out on the stairs. What was it I got sick of in California? Just the whole place. One of the things I've discovered here in Texas, is that the people are so much nicer. I like the weather. I like, the scenery around here. I like the fact that we get some rain. I know that's the same as the weather, but it's just a whole different world, and I like the fact that I can, get out and get away from it all, and I can drive 10 miles in any direction and be out in the middle of nowhere. You couldn't do that in California. And I mean, the homelessness situation in California has gotten so bad. It's so expensive to live there. There's just no reason I think to like California anymore. I'm just over it. Yeah, the email address for the recipes, and please limit it to recipes only. I tend to ignore emails from others on other subjects. This is for recipes only, please. It's escaping the mouse, one word, at gmail.com. Let me guess what state that is, Jeff. It would be Florida, right? Because, yeah, I know Florida gets a lot of rain. How long did I live there? You mean in California? If it was California, I lived there all my life until May of this year. And if it's how long have I lived here? It's been since May. Get some kids outside the front door. Everybody talks loud. Yeah, this cat came a running too. He's just slightly off screen here. I'm sure you'll take some kitty treats, so won't you? Yep. One of these days, hopefully, we'll get Nibble to come up here and do this. She joined me in the lazy boy chair the other day for the first time since before we moved here, and you can hear all the people outside the front door here. Nobody talks silently, quietly around here. I think I am going home for Christmas. My mom's trying to blackmail me into doing that, and so I think I probably will. Probably just for a few days. Turns out some friends of mine are thinking about starting up their own vlog, but they're kind of dithering on whether they're going to do it. They sometimes just kind of prefer to sit around and watch TV over doing things. So I think they just need a little kick in the backside to get them going. And so I think maybe what I'll do is go back and spend a day with them and maybe help them bang out a couple of vlogs for them, and let them see what's going on here. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that. That's really nice of you. Add it to the kitty treat because, yeah, as you can see, the bin's getting a little empty here. The bin's getting empty and the kitties are getting full. Right, Byte? Yeah, you're a big kitty now, aren't you? Because of all the kitty treats. Well, unfortunately, they're all outdoors, but yeah, I don't know. They feel the need to yell at each other when they're talking. Whatever. Yeah, but Jenny, I'm kind of an introvert, so I actually kind of like being alone. I like to be able to get away from people. There's enough people in my life if I need them. Okay, blackmail maybe not have been the right word. She's pressuring me. We'll use that phrase. That's probably a better word. Yeah, I like chicken fried steak, and I've had some good chicken fried steak here in Texas. Yeah, see who's back? Ah, you're gonna run away from me. Okay, be that way. You have disposable loot. You contribute to the beer fund. Yeah, I don't want anyone buying beer for me. I kind of like dealing with people on my own terms here. And so, I'm kind of like the cat. Yeah, people are fine, but I need a break once in a while too. Right, Bite? Yeah, that's how it is. Yeah, look who's back. Suppose you want the brush again, right? Yeah, that's how it always is. He likes the brush too. See if we can get him a little bit more on camera here. After the kitty treats, the favorite thing in the world is the brush. Nibble likes the brush too, but she'll never admit it. Yeah, he makes his presence known. Now, since I've put the brush down, now he's just going to go rub up against it. And catching up here, was paying attention to the cat here. Yeah, we have tornado sirens every once in a while here. I haven't quite picked out what the pattern is. It seems to be a Friday, but it doesn't seem to be the same Friday every month. So I don't know. It's usually about 9 o'clock in the morning and the sirens go off. I would love to try some chili on a cooking vlog, but nobody sent me a good chili recipe. Yeah, this is my buddy. He's white on the bottom and pretty much black on the top. So, hi Maria, how are you doing? See those satisfied looks in those eyes there. I don't know if you can hear his motor running, but it is. You know you're getting fat when you try and jump up on the back of the couch and you can barely make it, right? You know, look at those eyes. You're angry at me calling you fat, aren't you? Ain't that how it always is? How old are the cats? I have had them now for about 12 years. I think they'll be like 13 in March. I'm not sure exactly how old they are because I got them as strays. Oh, yeah, yeah. Bite's a big boy here. Bite's about 18 pounds right now. And his little sister, she's about 15. So, yeah, they probably both should be on a diet. I tried rationing their food, but it doesn't do any good. I think their problem is they need to get more exercise. And I can't imagine bringing them out on a leash. Although I know people that do that. Can you imagine dragging these two around on a leash? And the couch moans when you jump. Yeah, that's ain't that the truth? Couch is moaning. If you kind of look at this area over here, how there's kind of an indent here, that's because that's where Bite sleeps all the time. Even Jaw picked up on that. Jaw used to sleep there too. Yeah, in terms of chili, you know, I've tried a few chili brands around here, but if I'm going to make chili, I want to make my own. You know, not just get something out of a can. Oh, Jeff's going away. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoy the movie, Jeff, because it's a good one. You'll enjoy it. Yeah. So here we go. Got this one up again here. Helping Jordan's movie sell a little bit. So get this one if you get a chance. There's the web address that you can get it. If you go there, then the money goes directly to the producers. You go somewhere else, and you know you never know who's getting the money. So that's the official site there, and I think you can get it if you call that number too. So anyway, yeah, doing our best to help Jordan sell his movie. It's noon and just a little above zero in Canada. Oh yeah, just above freezing. Perfect time for a 5 kilometer bicycle ride. At least you won't overheat. That's a good thing. Yeah, definitely comment on the movie, Jeff. Let us know what you think of it. And Connie, what I'll do is I'll put the website address right now in the comments section so you can cut and paste it out of there. That's probably a good way to do it. Hang on. It's a weird one here. I think that's the address right there, Connie. You should be able to cut and paste out of that, and it should take you there. Or you can call the 800 number. That's oops. That's that number right there. Yep, that's the right one. So yeah, let's sell some discs. Tell them Jordan sent you, or you can tell them Byte sent you. I don't know if they'll know what that means though, because nobody knows who you are outside of this vlog, do they? Fortunately, I'm not actually doing anything except just giving you the contacts. So, like I said, it's a good movie. You know, it's one I watch every year, and I enjoy it. And I showed it to my family, and they enjoyed it. And you know, it's fun knowing that I know somebody in it. So, yeah, tell them Bite the Super Cat. Are you Bite the Super Cat? Huh? Wait, Super Cat or Super Fat? Because I think the second one might be more accurate. Bite the Super Fat, right? Yeah, that's probably true. You have four cats. I'm overwhelmed just with two. Thanks, Jason. I'll pass that on to my mom. Everyone seems to think it looks really good. I'm waiting for people to actually try it and tell me what they think. Like I said, I love it. It's my benchmark for lasagna. It's what I've always had. So I met Scott. How are you doing? It's one of the problems I'm having around here. I'm having a little sinusy problem today. When it gets uh, when it gets low humidity, it kind of dries me out. I start having problems. So does Nibble let me pet her? I wish. I mean, sometimes I could get her up on the shelf upstairs and she's got nowhere to run and she'll tolerate it, but she doesn't really like to be handled. It is kind of cool though. In a couple days, I don't think it's today's video, but maybe tomorrow's video. Um, she did something that she hasn't done well, since I moved here. You know, when I dish out the kitty treats, you know, she'll often come up to the side of the chair and stand up on her hind legs and take the kitty treats out of my hand. But um, last night, or no, I guess it was the night before, she actually hopped up and stood on my chest and was taking them right out of my hand. That was the first time she's done that since we moved here. And the neat thing about it is I caught it on camera, so you'll get to see it too. You get to see a little nibble action. Do I see myself getting additional cats? No, probably not. It was a fluke that I ended up with two, and it's just because they kind of came as a pair. Um, I had one cat. I've had cats ever since I lived on my own. I have a friend named Matt, and my friend Matt and his then wife moved to Hawaii, and they couldn't take their cat with me, so I adopted that cat. And when that one passed away, I went to the pound and got another cat. And shortly before that one passed away, I ended up with these two. So there was a point where I had three, but then the other one passed away, and I'm back down to two. But normally I'm a one cat kind of person. Yeah, she's just really timid about people. I don't know what happened. You know, I got them when they were about 5 weeks old, and they were strays at the time. So she just had some bad experience with people. Has never ever warmed up. They both did actually, but this one warmed up and became the world's biggest lap cat. I gave him the name Bite because the first time I grabbed him, he tried to bite me. So that's how he got his name. I don't know if it helped with the dreams or not because the dreams kind of ended before it gave me an insight into what it's all about. I don't know if I necessarily put a whole lot of credence in tarot card readings, but it was interesting, and you know what? I think it made for a couple of interesting vlogs. Yeah, I've tried Stouffer's lasagna. I'm not a fan. like I said, I judge everything against my mom's lasagna, and there just aren't a whole lot of people that do it the way I like it. I like it really cheesy. And about the only thing that I've changed with my mom's lasagna is I add the crushed red peppers, so that it's got a little bit more zing to it. Yeah, Bite's my buddy, aren't you? You're my buddy. Jenny thinks you're cute. What do you have to say about that? Huh? Nothing? You just don't have a whole lot to say, do you? Yeah, wait till you see Nibble. She's cute too. You just don't get a chance to see her in her non-timid state. Yeah, sometimes Google's good, sometimes Google's not. I was doing a vlog yesterday and trying to pull up some historical pictures of something, and I couldn't find anything on Google. Now, Google's usually a good resource for images, and a lot of the images that you see me pop into my videos, come from Google. But this particular one, I just could not find anything. And I know I've seen pictures of what I was looking for in the past, but have you ever used red pepper? Well, just the crushed red peppers that I used on the lasagna. I've actually got a pepper mill, and I've tried putting red pepper into that. I'm not really impressed with the results. I actually like black pepper better in terms of flavor than red pepper for the pepper mill. But I do like the crushed red peppers on lasagna and Italian food. Basically, I'll mix it in with spaghetti sauce too. Okay, I'll check out the recipe when I get done with the live stream. Yeah, I've been to Bing a couple times. I do DuckDuckGo from time to time also. I like DuckDuckGo because they kind of say they don't spy on you. And I mean, I know Google does. I mean, I told you all about the story about when we went to see those Funkos, uh, and I did that live or did that one with Jordan when I was in California. And a couple days earlier, Jordan and I had been talking about that, and I didn't even do any research on it or anything, but I think my phone, um, oops, I think my phone was spying on me and actually heard me say Funko because all of a sudden the next day, a bunch of Funko ads started appearing on my Facebook timeline. That's scary. I don't like the idea when they spy on you like that. That's not cool. Yeah, I think that was what I just saw come in here. Yeah, chili con carne. Yeah, I saw that. So that was what dinged a minute ago. Is that now you talking like a red peppercorn or like a red chili pepper kind of thing? Because those are two different things. Have I ever played the game Simon Says? Yes. Oh, okay. Jenny's leaving. Okay, bye, Jenny. Thanks for stopping in. If your meeting goes quick, we'll be here for another 30 minutes or so. So stop back in if you get a chance. But I'm glad you were here. Yeah, Bite only comes down when he hears me getting ready to live stream or when I shake the kitty treat jar, or at night when I'm watching TV because he knows the kitty treats tend to fly then. Ground red peppers. Okay, yeah, yeah. So not like okay, yeah. Sliced very finely ground. Okay, yeah. I guess I have some stuff like that, like cayenne peppers and stuff like that. Cayenne pepper powder. But I look forward to seeing what that looks. Actually, take a look what that recipe looks like here. That's here. No, that's not there. All right, yeah, we'll try that. That sounds interesting. Sounds easy too. Just seems like you mix everything together and let it simmer for a while. I'm actually trying to get maybe like a crock pot or a slow cooker or something for Christmas, and look forward to experimenting with that. Yeah, cats are different. It's also been my experience that the male cats tend to be a little bit more affectionate than the female cats. Because my sister had a cat when I lived at home, and it wasn't very affectionate. My mom had a cat, and it wasn't very affectionate. And Nibble wasn't very affectionate. Now, like I said, I get it. The first cat I had was a cat I had from a friend of mine, um, and that I adopted after they moved to Hawaii. And that cat was actually pretty reasonably affectionate. But my experience has always been that I've always had male cats. It's 5:20 on Sunday in Brisbane. Okay, yeah, so it's a little bit earlier. I kind of went on early this time so that we could let some of the people on the other side of the pond have a chance. Now, I probably need to go on like late at night, some night, like 9 or 10 o'clock at night, so my friends in Australia and my friends in Asia can have their chance. Yeah, I'd like to have a slow cooker. It's been something I've wanted for a while, and it'd be something good to have. You have a polydactyl cat with 17 toes on his front feet. I assume that's 22.1 pounds, not 221 pounds, right? He used to have a dog, but he died half a month ago. That's sad. I'm sorry about that. Dogs are great. So I'm thinking maybe getting a dog at some point too. That just seems to be more of a Texas thing maybe than cats. Daniel, just as a spoiler alert, I went and visited Chip and Joanna Gaines yesterday. So that's an upcoming vlog. I think you'll see that on Monday. I just went to the silos and visited that. When you cook it, it almost chases you out of the house. That sounds like my kind of thing. No Christmas lights behind me. Yeah, you're right. I don't have any Christmas lights behind me. And actually, I brought 2 buckets of Christmas lights over for the house here and didn't use them all. So maybe I could hang some of them up in here. Perfect time to go to Ireland, huh? Okay. I had a dog when I was a kid that was a shepherd collie mix. She was beautiful. She had kind of the face of the shepherd, but kind of the shape of a head, the head shape of a of a German shepherd. Yeah, I didn't see the silos at night, but I saw they had Christmas lights up on it. The place is beautiful. The my favorite restaurant, which was it was that Mexican place that I had those fantastic fajitas. In fact, I'll probably have to go back and visit that one again, just because yeah, I got to make sure it wasn't a fluke. What was it? Oh man, I hit it a few weeks ago. I don't remember what it's called. I know where it is. I just don't remember what it's called. Did I meet the Gaines? No, they aren't there. They have people to run that place. I've heard supposedly that downtown has a big Christmas decoration thing. I've only been there during the day, so I don't know. I'll probably go check it out. Go down there some evening and see what's there, and do a vlog on Christmas decorations because I always like doing that. And Jordan and I did a couple of those, um, when I was back in California. So I'd like to do that here too, and actually get out and walk around rather than just drive around. I think you get a better view of it, rather than driving around, if you, because then you can stop and you can look at things and yeah, Greater Bilby, you're right on that. And the truth is, I do want to hit some of these places again, just so I can verify that it is good and or bad. Even there was that place that I went that I wasn't really impressed with, and just give them another shot. You know, there was a restaurant that I was trying when I first moved here before I was vlogging restaurants that I gave two shots to and they failed both times. So, you know, I don't know. I guess I don't get that one. You're seeing snow from your living room window. I hope we get some snow here. It supposedly happens occasionally, but not very often. So, I'm sure it still happens more than it did in California. Yeah, eggnog is good. Yeah, I don't know if they have a Christmas parade. Like I said, we did that Veterans Day parade a few weeks ago, and I didn't know about that until a couple days before. So maybe there is a Christmas parade. I'll have to look that up. La Fiesta, thank you, Robin. That's it. That was the place I went that was so great. That was the best restaurant that I've been. Although I'm not going to say that others aren't good. I went to the Texas Roadhouse, which is a good steak place. I've been to a number of restaurants. That Double R restaurant where I had the burger a couple weeks ago, that was really good. That was surprisingly good. So there is a lot of good food here. Truth is, I haven't really had bad food here a whole bunch. Just a couple places that I wasn't really impressed with. So definitely a lot of things that I can go back to. I walked by the Gaines's restaurant. There was too much of a line to get in there. And I've heard a lot of times that you can sit and wait in line for that place and they run out of food. And then all of a sudden, it's like, okay, that's it. We're out of food. Bye. And I just eaten breakfast when I went. So I was basically just kind of interested in looking at the grounds. And they had a cool store there and just kind of wandered around the grounds. They had it really nicely decorated for Christmas. Had a snowstorm and lost power. Yeah, I guess that happens from time to time. You're watching one of my vlogs and you saw an ad for Cheddar's. Okay, well, I did a vlog that was basically an ad for Cheddar's too. That's probably where it came from. Although I think a lot of times the ads depend on where you live, because if you're on YouTube and have a YouTube account, they know where you live, and so they look for stuff that's local to you, and so there must be a Cheddar's very close to you, and that's why you got that. It may have less to do with the fact that I vlogged that place and more the fact that that's near where you live. And Cheddar's was a good place too. That was really good food there. Like I said, it was a little bit more expensive, but I ordered a little bit more of a high end meal too. That was salmon and really good. Is there McDonald's in Texas? There's McDonald's everywhere, and McDonald's is the one place I won't go. McDonald's is the worst. I have to be starving before I'll eat McDonald's and have no other choices. terms of fast food, I'm more of a Burger King, Wendy's, In and Out. We don't have In and Out here, which I kind of miss. Schlotsky's Deli is really good. I like that. We got one of those here. But I don't really do a whole lot of fast food either. That's just kind of me. Even in California, I didn't do that. When I'm going out, I either cook in or go to some like hole in the wall place here just to try it out. And I eat out more here than I ever did in California too. You do McDonald's for the $1 drinks, okay? The only thing I think McDonald's has going for them are their fries. Their fries are awesome. Are you washing yourself? There's a slurp, slurp, slurp. Yeah, the McDonald's is all over the place in Texas. McDonald's is all over the place, all over the place. Yeah, I remember how bad the brush fires were in California. That's another thing I don't miss about that place. Because where I was, I was in Placentia, and that was right near Corona and kind of out in the hills there. And so there were a lot of times there would be a fire around me. There were 3 or 4 times in the last few years that there were major brush fires that were like 10 miles from me. Subway's okay, but I kind of burned myself out on Subway because we had a Subway sandwich in the cast commissary at Disney. And so, about the time Subway came in, the grill just started really going downhill, and they didn't have a lot of stuff. And so I ended up eating so much Subway that I haven't had Subway since I came here to Texas. And it's not that it's not available; they're around. I just don't. I burned myself out on them. Everyone's watching Baylor University. How are they doing? Are the Bears winning? I don't even know. I don't follow that very much. Bet you I could find out though. Ain't the internet grand? Looks like they're playing Oklahoma and it's tied up 13-13, huh? So there you go. That's the extent of our football reporting today. Oh, yeah, you're right. Now it's 19-13. Oklahoma's up. All right, whatever. Like I say, it's not really that big of a deal with me. Wouldn't even checked it out if somebody didn't mention it. Have you ever tried Raising Cane's restaurant? I've heard of them. I've never been in one. No, I think it's football, not basketball. No, I'm not really into any sport, so no, not hockey either. I don't think I've ever seen a hockey game. Are the cats going to get something for Christmas? They usually do. Yeah, they usually do. They get kitty treats and stuff like that. Grandma and Grandpa usually get them something, right? Do I visit Dallas other than for the airport? Not so far. Not so far. Um, I may end up doing some vlogging there or someplace. Hit some of the local cities. I'm kind of running out of topics in Waco here, so I may have to start driving a little bit to hit stuff. Oh, that sucked. Somebody stole a bunch of water out of the firefighters station. That's no good. Where's Little Texas? I don't even know where that is. Yes, why do I have to ask? Like I said, I got the internet. 185 miles from here, a little west of San Antonio. Yeah, no more fires recently. That's a good thing. Like I said, I think maybe everything that could burn has burned. So, maybe we're past that now. I don't know. I think it's just a fluke. It doesn't sound like that's a huge problem around here. There's other issues that seem to be more of an issue, like that the maintenance people don't seem to know what they're doing. Never have to drain your pool in San Antonio, huh? Is that because it doesn't get that cold? Yeah, Nicholas, I came on a little bit early today, just so that some of my friends, who aren't necessarily in the States, can get a chance to participate in this. Plus the fact, I usually do a live stream and a restaurant vlog on Saturdays, and usually I do the restaurant vlog in the morning and then come home and do the live stream. So we're just gonna flip that today. I'll go eat someplace, later on. Probably have dinner out tonight instead of lunch. Yeah, I hate it when people do that. We used to, when I was a kid, a couple of neighbors would always steal the Christmas lights off your house. They thought it was fun to take the light bulbs and then go throw them in the street and have them go pop. A lot of the neighbors stopped putting Christmas lights up for that reason. And somebody spends a whole bunch of time doing something and then someone else comes and destroys it. Yeah, I see that we got some cold weather coming. Supposedly, it's supposed to really get cold on Tuesday. How's my dad doing? My dad's doing well, from what I understand. I don't always hear everything, but if he ends up in the hospital, I'll hear about that. So he's still home and doing his thing. I think one of these days we are going to have him participate in another live stream. He said he was open to that. Didn't do it today, but he really enjoyed that, and a lot of you said that was a lot of fun to be able to talk to him. Great White North, where they cut down your Christmas lights. See, that was one of the advantages I had in California. Most of my stuff was way up high off the ground, so there never would be problems with that. And all the rest of it was in the backyard behind a locked gate. So there's a place in Alaska where the sun won't come up again until January 3rd. Yeah, there's a place in the North Pole where it goes down and it's gone for 6 months. Same place in the South Pole, just the other 6 months. You're surprised how many Christmas lights are up in Florida, compensating for the lack of snow. Maybe, or as Cartman says, he's not fat, he's just big boned. Am I still job hunting? Yeah, yeah. I'm still, every once in a while I kind of make the decision to share what's going on, and then it doesn't go through, and I feel like, I really should just kind of keep it to myself until something happens. But I am still on the lookout, kind of accepting the fact now that there might not be a whole lot between now and Christmas, but still keeping the feelers out and throwing a bunch of things at the wall and seeing what sticks. Do I ever get bored living in a strange place and not knowing anyone? No, not really, because first off, doing this vlog takes a lot of time, and frankly, it isn't becoming such a strange place. I probably know this place better now than I knew Placentia. I lived in Placentia for like 15 years, 20 years, actually more than that, almost 30 years. What's the purpose of the crisscross of the noodles? I think it just kind of holds it together better. Because now you have instead of doing this, then you have kind of a big seam between it, and it comes apart really easy. Whereas if you do it, do this kind of thing, it kind of stays together in mass. Hi, Jennifer. Glad you made it in. We're only going to be going for a few more minutes, but we're here. If you got any questions, now's the time. Yeah, Waco is a nice little town. I like Waco. It has a really cool vibe to it. Yeah, no one's going to celebrate more than me when I get a job. That's the one thing that's the only real downside here is uh, is that I'm getting a little stir crazy. I do want to get a job. I don't like being, doing nothing. Even though I'm doing what the even though I'm doing a lot with the vlog and that's taking up time, it just I like to feel like I'm being productive, and I'm not that productive yet with the vlog that I'm able to support myself. So I am looking forward to getting a job. And yeah, you're right. The construction on I-5 is horrible. If it's only been going for 6 months, then that means, it's another 2, 3 years of it. Ever think about visiting Canada? Haven't really. I mean, I'm not really the travel vlog kind of person. Of course, Jordan wasn't either at the beginning. You know, it might happen at some point, but it would have to be to the point. I'd have to get to the point where I'm making enough from the vlog to be able to support myself, because the one thing that Jordan has going for him, and even had going early on, is that he would work erratically, when he was acting. And now that he doesn't have to work on anything except the vlogging, he can take time off and go do things like that. I wouldn't be able to necessarily do that a whole bunch if I had a real job. So, yeah, you're not the first person to mention me trying HEB. And I've thought about a temp agency too. Temp agency is a good way to go sometimes, because it, it's kind of a try before you buy kind of thing. It allows you to try the employees, see how they work out, before you actually have to decide. A lot of times, if you're a good employee in a temp agency, you'll get hired full time. You're going to try the crisscross technique next time you make lasagna, maybe later today, huh? Yeah, it's a good way to do it because, like I said, it just kind of holds the whole thing together. Personal choice, but it's actually in the recipe that way, and I like it. I think I even did that with Elvis's lasagna where I crisscrossed them, even though I don't think it necessarily called for it. Am I still job hunting? Yes, I am. I'm just not talking about it a whole lot because I'd really like to start a vlog one day and say, hey, I got great news. I got a job. So I don't know. That may be the first you hear of it. Sometimes I think I kind of jinx it myself when I say, okay, yeah, I'm going in for an interview. Yeah, okay, here's what happened. Oops, nope, nothing came of it. You know, I get disappointed, and then it comes off as everyone else gets disappointed. And yeah, I don't know about a school janitor. That doesn't really sound like something for me. Yeah, maintenance job, maybe. I don't know. Custodian sounds too much like a janitor. Yeah, I tried doing a telemarketer once. I worked for a very brief time for an insurance company, and no way, don't want to do that. And one of the things I'm kind of looking for, is I don't really want a job where I have to be outside because the temperature extremes are too much here. I wouldn't want to work outside in the summer. I wouldn't want to work outside in the winter. If it was a nice day like this, that's fine. But when it's 90 or 100 degrees and 70% humidity, or when it's 20 degrees and you're freezing your butt off, that's just not for me. Hi, Melanie. Hi, Christine. Maintenance in my build at the building where I live. I don't know. That's maybe more than I want to take on. I've seen what this place looks like, and if this is just what my place looks like, then holy cow, I don't know if I want to want to take on a big task. I mean, truth is, it'd be job security, but holy cow, IT work at the university, yeah, perhaps. I'd have to go to school for that though, and I know a little bit, but I'd have to learn a lot more before I could do that. I think the big problem I'm running into right now with finding a job is that I'm kind of having to start at kind of entry level again because my what my experience is the jobs I'm qualified for don't exist anymore, and what ends up happening is I think prospective employees look at me, or prospective employers look at me and say, oh, you're overqualified for this job. And it's like, and they're concerned that I'm going to go in and take the job, and they're going to spend a whole bunch of time and effort training me, and then I'm going to go find something better and leave. And I mean, I understand that concern. I think that's one of the things I want to address next time I go in for an interview is to bring up that issue and point out that last job I had, Disney, was an entry level job, and I stayed with them for 11 years. They got their money's worth out of me. And the only reason I left them is because I wasn't allowed to grow. Some people say maybe ageism. I don't know. I think a lot of times it's more energy than anything else. And people always say I look younger than I am, so maybe that isn't going, such a big deal. No, you're right, PDX. There's not a lot of parade float driver jobs in Waco. Although some people did say, if when they do like the Veterans Day parade, I could probably drive some of those. But basically that's just usually a pickup truck hauling a trailer. And I'm guessing that whoever owns the pickup truck is driving that. Yeah, I'm looking around. I'm kind of keeping my options open, and I may just have to lower my standards and take something I don't really want just to keep the job going. Yeah, the last job I was looking at, it seemed to be kind of a fill-in kind of a position too, where they were, um, it's going to be limited hours. And I figured, okay, well, that's how it started at Disney too, with limited hours. And I quickly turned that around. I discovered a secret to getting more hours, and basically it was just calling in the scheduling office and saying, hey, I'm available. Call me if you need me, and trading with other people for shifts and stuff like that. They people like to trade with me because I made it easy to do it. So I was convinced on that one that I could, build up and get something going too. Yeah, that is true. That sometimes they want you because someone else has you. I've heard that too. Yeah, working at a bank wouldn't be so bad, I suppose, would it? Yeah, I am glad I don't live in Minnesota. I wouldn't want to be driving a plow. That'd be horrible. I've never really had enough problem. I had a problem, not having enough stuff on my application. So, I've never really had to focus on hobbies or volunteer work or anything like that. That's the kind of thing I bring up during the interview. It's like, oh yeah, I like doing this kind of thing. I like doing that kind of thing. These are the things that are interesting to me, and all that fun. Yeah, mini Snowta. Yeah, I've been to mini Snowta. A lot of family in mini Snowta. I made the mistake of going there in the winter once. I won't do that again. That was too much. Of course, I was way up in northern Minnesota, and it was like 30 below zero. So no fun at all. It's funny though, if I do want to go visit my uncle, he lives right off the 35 freeway up near Minneapolis, and I'm right off the 35 freeway right here in Waco. So I could literally just hop on the 35 and go north until I hit Minnesota. Hello, Ohio. How you doing in Ohio? Is it nice and cold there? Home of Jordan the Lion, Times New Viking, Connections, Catabat Voices. Yeah, I've never really thought about working at a financial institution, but you're right. And I mean, that would, it'd be something I could learn to do. It'd be something that, would be indoors, but that's, like I said, that's an important thing to me. I'm kind of over working outside. I did that for 11 years at Disney. Don't really want to do that anymore. Yeah, bank wouldn't be so bad. Maybe I got to open my mind to that. Anyway, we've been going for a couple hours now, so I think I'm going to wind this down today. Going to go maybe take a nap a little bit and then go have some dinner and do a vlog over there. So, thank you everyone for watching. This was I had a great time doing this. I hope you had fun too. Where did I put it? Go out and get your copy of Christmas with the Coincidences. It's a great Christmas movie. You'll love it. And thank you as always for watching. I'll see you next time. Good night, everyone.